It's 7 p.m. Let us get started. Welcome everyone to our club support seminar for tonight. The format will be is we'll hear from our illustrious presenter for about 30 minutes, followed by the remaining 30 minutes with questions about the topic. I'm just waiting for, I'm going to admit one more person. And tonight's presenter is Kris Poole. I will give a short introduction. Kris. Kris is a club member, past district director, and distinguished Toastmaster. As an 18-year veteran of Toastmasters, having joined in April of 2005, right before iPhone came out. Kris belongs to three clubs: Crim City Communicators and Sheboygan Toastmasters here in District 35, and Professional Career Speakers in District 5. If this isn't enough, she's holding five club officer roles this year, including Vice President of Education for all three clubs. Plus, she's a district admin manager and mentoring several new members, as well as the PQD in District 115. Most of you have probably been on a Toastmasters website, but how much have you played around? When was the last time you were in and made updates and corrections to your club information? Maybe the reason is because you're not quite sure where to go and make these updates. That's why Kris is here tonight to help us with navigating the Toastmasters website with specific updates inside Club Central. Please help me welcome Kris Poole.
Thank you so much, Yuri. Welcome, everyone. I'm going to do a little bit of PowerPoint, and then I want to actually do a live presentation demo. But in case if something happens and I can't get to the website, it's not working properly, I have all the screens that I do want to show you on PowerPoint. But sometimes it's just nicer to see the live version of something. Couple of the things that we are going to be going over tonight specifically: getting logged into Club Central, and then focusing on the different options within the club management section. We're going to definitely go over our club contact and meeting information and why this is important to be updated. We'll show you the club success plan, review the club demographics, and then the addendum of standard club options. If there is time available in my 30 minutes, I'll continue on with a couple of the other options within club management. That's going to be our club officer assignments, the club achievements, and club financials. If you do have questions as we're going along about the topic I'm discussing, because I'm not being clear at that time, interrupt. Otherwise, put your questions into the chat and we can address them later on at the end of our session. All right, we're going to start out. I'm going to stop my screen share of the PowerPoint, and I'm going to do a screen share of the actual website. You may need to adjust your screen so you can have a side-by-side. Maybe you want to focus your one extra window screen where it's full size with the TI website. Whatever you think is going to be the easiest for you to view. I will be watching my other monitor rather than you, so don't mark me down for the minimal eye contact, but I want to make sure that I point and click in the right spots for you. On the TI website, toastmasters.org, very easy to remember. Hopefully you all have that memorized, bookmarked everywhere you go. You definitely want to come in and log in to your account. Depending on how frequently you log in, maybe it already pre-populates, maybe not, and you have to enter it in. Every once in a while, you will get the CAPTCHA when you try and log in. I had it 2 times today, but luckily not this time. If you have not been out on our club webs or on our club, district, and international websites, all of them are equally important. Today, our focus is the international website. Hopefully, I can get the correct terms out of my mouth. When you do first log in, if you hover your mouse over welcome and your name, you get a drop down choices of my home, my profile, and log out. The default is my home, and that's when you initially log in, that's what shows up. As you start scrolling down the My Home page, you get information about my education and achievements. Most people that I have talked to, they only go as far as the icon for base camp, but we need to go beyond that. Annual business meeting. I'm sure that's going to disappear at some point very soon because the annual business meeting has concluded. And then right below that is our Leadership Central. This is where our focus is. Depending on what your role is within your club, you will have multiple options showing under Leadership Central. If you are just a plain old member, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that, you will only have two options, the club officer roles and club officer tutorials. If you are ever in the mood, you want to learn more about one of your officer roles in your club, maybe you're already starting to think, oh, I might be able to do that next year. You can always come in, click on either one of these icons for the tutorials or for the roles, and begin reading, learning, watching, and listening as you prepare to hold an officer role. If you are a district officer, in my introduction, you already said that I'm the admin manager for District 35. I have an icon for District Central. I have a whole lot of other choices because I have this option. We are not going to go into this though. Our focus is Club Central. When we click on Club Central, it will give you, did the screen just go? Here we go. When you click on Club Central, brings you in and you choose the club that you want to go in and update. My focus is going to be here on Sheboygan Club 2121. Like I said, I'm an officer in all three of these clubs, and I have to go into each one separately to make their own updates. When you click on the leadership here in Club Central, it starts out, you have a couple options for club membership. And then scrolling down a little bit more, we have club management. This is our focus today. First area that I want to discuss with you is our club contact and meeting information. Kathy Shine last month, when she was going over a little bit of the information on updating your club website, she actually had referenced making sure that your club contact information is correct on the international website. Hopefully you all listened and you made your updates, but if you need a quick refresher, this is where you go for it. For your club contact information, it's important to have the most current and correct information in here. And the reason for it is that when you come out, or not necessarily you, if a potential member comes out here, clicks on the Find a Club button in the upper right corner, you want to make sure that they can get to your club to visit you. And if your information, when they click on for a club, if your information out here is not current, if it is not correct, how are they going to find you? How are they going to get to your club to meet the wonderful people that make up your club? Make sure it is updated. So when we're in Club Central, our contact information, you want to have someone's phone number. The phone number is going to show up on the Find a Club information. There's a phone number showing up. If you're not comfortable having a specific club member's number on there for contact, consider creating a brand new phone number. Google allows the creation of phone numbers, and you can use that if you need. Main email. Who is going to be the main contact if someone reaches out through Find a Club? What is your club website? Is it the correct website? The website, when you have it in your Club Central updates, when it shows on the Find a Club feature, visit this website. Now, when you click on it, it comes to that website address that you had marked in there. It all ties together. Facebook, if you do have a Facebook account and you keep it current, if you haven't had a current post, if you haven't had a post at all in the last 3 years, I do not recommend putting it out there as a way for a potential guest to reach you. My personal opinion, when I go to Facebook, I want at least one post a month, not something that's at least 3 years old. When you are looking at the Find a Club, we have the little Facebook icon. If they click on that little icon, it opens up to that club's Facebook page. September 15th. So I'm actually a couple days old on, well, actually not me. I have actually transitioned all my PR for this club over to our VP of PR. So she's got stuff out here quite frequently. Back on our Club Central contact information. If your club has voted to use the self-pay feature, you have to do your little toggle for self-pay disabled or self-pay enabled. So 2 out of my 3 clubs are self-pay enabled. We talked about it, we voted on it, that's what we decided to do. Keep scrolling down. Now you can list your information of where your club meets. So we actually meet at Bethany Reformed Church in person, but we also have an online attendance available. Keep going down. The billing address, that's actually just our location, city, state, and zip code. The map on the right-hand side. If you have changed physical locations and you've updated the address over on the left-hand side of the screen, it does not automatically update the location on the map. You do actually have to come in and move your location. Because if you don't, it does not populate it correctly. So you want to move that little dot. And where this shows up on your meeting information on the Find a Club page, here's the location. Bethany Reformed Church, virtual attendance also available. Here's the physical address. Here is that map. Keep scrolling down. Here's our meeting schedule. We meet the first and third Mondays unless otherwise noted on website. Unless otherwise noted. There is a specific number of characters. I've met the limit on this field. Time, 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m., and our frequency is twice a month. Anytime you make changes on this page, make sure you scroll down all the way to the bottom and click Save. If you're not looking at every single part of the page and you just updated a phone number, oh, I'm done, click somewhere else, the change did not happen. You need to make sure you scroll down whatever page you are on, scroll to the bottom, click Save, and then you'll get your message successfully updated contact information. All right, let's come back here to our Club Central. Our next area that I want to focus on is our Club Success Plan. Hopefully, all of you, most of you, have worked on a Club Success Plan. You've got it typed up, written up, submitted, copy sent to your area director, division director, and the trio. If you have not yet started it, or if you want to come in and adjust it, click on your Club Success Plan icon. When you come in here, you get a brief overview. Where are you as you are tracking information? So right now for Sheboygan Club, we are almost there, meaning we have met 4 out of the 10 Distinguished Club Program goals. 4 out of the 10, we are almost distinguished. We just have one more that we need to meet. This information in here, it matches what is on the dashboards or the distinguished performance reports. As you scroll down a little bit, here's where you begin your club success plan. We have 3 tabs. We have a summary, which is a brief overview. We have the plan, and then we have an action item list. As you can see on our summary tab, we have at Sheboygan have not done any of them. Nothing has been entered. So it doesn't necessarily mean the club hasn't thought about it, hasn't done anything, but it has not been entered into the online club success program. Depending on how you have entered in your information in your club success plan, you may have assigned different goals, different dates, different action items. And those then, if you have assigned dates to something, those would also show up in here if it is overdue. When we click on the plan button, this has your club success plan broken out into several different areas: committee values, administration, training, membership, education, contributing members. As you can see, none of them have been started for this specific club. If you want, you can click your download current program or current progress. Not worth it right now for me because this club has nothing in there. To get going though, start button. Oh, it's intuitive. Click the start button. And now you can come in and you can read through the information. So we have information on Club Executive Committee values. What are your values of your executive team? How will you make decisions? You just go through. Hopefully you are having that sit down conversation and then somebody is transcribing it into this field. Depending on their club dynamics, maybe you just pull up last year's club success plan and the team reviews it and makes the appropriate updates. You don't always have to start completely from scratch. So you just work your way through all of the different areas, save and close, and then it brings you back. Sorry, there's a little fly coming around here. And if you click the plan, now you can see that there is something that's changed. I came in and I started doing something on September 17th. Any of my club officers can come in and they will see that I was in here. I started to do something, but it is still not complete. Any one of the officers can come back at any time and edit. And then they can also start all of these other areas. This is something that I encourage all clubs to complete. It helps set your program for the year. It helps set your path to what you want to accomplish by the end of the year. The action item list tab. If you have set up any goals within your club success plan and you have tied a date to those items, this tab is what is going to show you your due dates. What is the action item that needs to be completed by what date? Going back to Club Central, our next area to focus on is the club demographics. When we click on our club demographics, a lot of this page is just review. What is it from the prior year that is carried over that we want to continue to keep, or do we need to update it? Club name and officer term, not updating that. It's grayed out. If you hover your mouse over it, you get the little circle with an X. You're not even able to make an amendment on that. But we can adjust our community type. Maybe for some reason we decided to vote as a club. We are now going to change our club from a community club to a corporate club, or corporate club to a community club. This is where you would come in and make that change. If we have membership restrictions for some reason, if we had a corporate sponsor, we could list that in here. This one is very important. Meeting format. This is important because if you are meeting in person, meeting online, or meeting hybrid, When you are looking at Find a Club, when you are searching for clubs, there is a little legend here on the side. Oh, online attendance accepted. P is a prospective club. It's a new club waiting to get chartered. A is an advanced Toastmasters club. So they have membership requirements before you would be able to join that club. And then R is a restricted. Normally that is mainly for corporate clubs. So now as you're looking down at the club options where you can go. So Sheboygan Club, it has an O. That means that we have online attendance. Johnsonville has the R. They're a restricted club because it is a corporate club. You can only join that club if you are an employee of that company. So you always want to make sure your meeting format is updated and correct. If you use the same meeting link, the same Zoom link every meeting, you can include that right away on your Find a Club information. For us, we always post our Zoom link on our club website. That's the information that we have in here for our online meeting URL or website. So we want people to come to our website to click on our Zoom link. And then right below, Advanced Club. Are you an advanced club or not? Our club itself is not, so that's why we have it checked as a no. Every year, I should not quite show the information, but that's okay. Every year, when you elect a new president, you should be coming in and changing the shipping address. Who is the main contact for your club that if TI, Toastmasters International, needs to send something to your club, who will it go to? Sometimes you will just keep it the same person. You have a long-term member, they are always going to be there no matter what. That would be your main contact. Some clubs choose to have the treasurer or sergeant at arms or your president, whoever it may be, update your primary contact, and then it plugs in the address information for that specific person based on the address they have in their personal profile. So if they have moved and they never updated their profile, your information from TI will not get sent to the proper location. And then if you have made any changes, make sure you hit the submit button to make those changes effective. Next, going back to the Club Central page, our addendum of standard club options. This is another huge one that not a lot of clubs always go in and update. Click on addendum of standard club options. So Toastmasters International, they have the club bylaws, and you as a club get to make certain updates based on what your specific club does. So with this addendum, this is a whole lot easier than what it used to be a couple of years ago. A lot less choices in a way as well, but you have the 6 different areas where you can make changes. So club name, if you want, you can just click clicking the check marks is not doing anything. Whatever area you want, just start clicking your access form button, and it's going to take you through all the different screens where you can make changes. So update your club options. Tells you when the last date that you were in this and you made any changes, and then continue where you left off. Just click that button. Your club name, it's going to be very rare if your club actually changes the name, but it can happen. You should be having a complete club membership vote, have a quorum present, you have a majority vote to change your club name, and you would need to update it in here. This will, once you hit continue and you save your information, this is automatically reported back to Toastmasters International. And you would just work your way through, click continue, read your information. Does your club have any restrictions on membership? No, we're a community club, we don't have any. If we put down yes, when you click continue, Now you have to choose what kind of restrictions are you. So if it's a company organization, it's a corporate club, it's limited to only those employees. I'm going to change this back so I don't forget and mess anything up on our site. Does your club allow honorary memberships? Sometimes a club may, sometimes not. That's up for your discussion. Now we get into our membership dues and fees. What currency does your club collect dues in? Defaults to US dollars. If you're here in the US, that's what you would use. Does your club collect other fees besides the international, other than your membership dues? Yes or no? And then you would just continue. If you mark yes, then you would plug in that information, how much you would be collecting. Next, you're up to your meetings. So when is your regular club meeting held? Right now, we're on the first and third Mondays. Our format is that hybrid, our location. All of this detail was updated on that club contact and meeting info page. You won't need to go back and update it on that page, and it will be automatically updated in the addendum. How frequently does your executive committee meet? This is one where you no longer have the option to plug in a date or a time frame that you want. So at Cream City, ours used to say every 4 months, or a minimum of 4 times a year, but we didn't always have them necessarily as quarterly. It was just 4 times a year, depending on what was going on. With this new addendum, the way that it's set up, you do have to choose a specific time frame. Does your club have any additional officer roles? Some clubs have extra roles. Maybe you have the club cheerleader, or we have a club official mentor. You have them assigned as your club officers. I've not seen very many clubs at all who do this. Normally, clubs just limit themselves to the 7 regular officers. This is another important area, the length of term that the officers serve. So if your club's officers serve July through June, that's a full year. You want to make sure your full year is correct. If you elect officers every 6 months, you need to come in and check the half year as an option. BJAB as a club mascot, a member, not an animal. I love it. I've seen several clubs, they elect their officers annually, but their addendum is listed as every 6 months, needs to be updated. And then what parliamentary procedures does the club follow? Pretty much everyone uses some form of Robert's Rules of Order. If you want to get the full Robert's Rules of Orders, we have a Mr. Robert who can come in and teach you and give you information on parliamentary procedure. Most of our clubs would probably do what I call baby rules of order. We follow it for the most part, but we're not completely formal. I know my clubs, we don't necessarily say point of order for a correction. We just interrupt politely. But there are some clubs that they are, you have to follow every single rule. And that's just fine. That's their club culture. Some of these decisions are based on how your club functions. What is important to your club on how it should work together. And then once you are all done, you get another chance to edit different sections, and then you can submit. Since I didn't make any changes, I'm not going to do anything other than come back to Club Central. This is sometimes the downfall of trying to do a live demo. So that is our 30 minutes. I did get through all of the 4 main topics that I wanted to go through. I am open to your questions, or if you do want me to spend a little time talking about the club officer assignments, achievements, and financials, I can show you that as well. Yuri.
Thank you, Kris, for giving us a detailed and thorough overview of several key areas within the Club Central.